Movies have popularized the idea of ships crashing and capsizing in storms, but it's not always deep in stormy seas and high-rising tides that you'll see a ship crashing. Sometimes it happens in broad daylight, right on the ports with all the crew members up and active. It happens every day around the world, and most of them are just hilarious rather than being ominously grand events. Ahoy, fellas! Today we'll be viewing the biggest ship fails ever caught on camera. So gear up, sit tight, and sail ahoy! Moses parted the sea, but the sea parted this ship in two. The Spanish cargo ship called Luna experienced engine failure and was carried straight into a concrete pier in France by the high-rising waves. The waves were so strong that they broke the ship into two separate halves. It's almost unbelievable. Luckily, the crew was evacuated successfully with the help of helicopters. There were no casualties, and no one was injured.
Wow, l'eau va rentrer. Oh là là.
Consider this. If you were on a jet ski and the only other ship in the ocean was the one coming right in front of you, what would you do? The least sensible answer to it would be to move aside. But this person thought of doing something else. He drove straight into the side of the boat, grazing along, and afterward fumbling to maintain balance. I wonder what went through his mind before doing that. This accident happened in the port of Karachi in 2018. A cargo ship loaded with containers was overtaking a parked ship from its right and ended up colliding with it. The containers on its left side fell out as a result of the impact. A total of 21 containers fell into the sea. That's a good spot for treasure hunting.
Uy, Allah khair. Tabayushwa.
I can't put my head around how a fishing boat could take down a whole bridge and still not drown. These fishermen from Ecuador crashed into a bridge and took it down like it was paper. I hope their catch can cover the damage. The sound of boats getting crushed isn't so bad, to be honest. This heavy cement carrier was making its way out of the harbor in Norway, but its rear end drifted back right into some yachts. 15 yachts got eaten up with that pier that turned to rubble. But you gotta agree, the sound of that crunch is great. I can make it, and I can't. This is what happened when a barge loaded with containers thought it could pass under this bridge. But if there's anything bridges and overloaded cargoes on a barge have in common, it's that they make for a nice collision. Look at this other barge passing by like it hasn't seen anything that just happened. The strait is Bosphorus, and that ship is about to crash. This 225-meter ship has its rudder stuck and is sailing straight into a building. But this building is not just any building. It's an 18th century building being used as a restaurant, and it's worth more than $85 million. Well, not anymore. Sheesh, that's gotta sting. At least nobody was hurt in the crash. The year 2020 is honestly the worst year of all time. This cargo ship called One Apis was sailing to California from China in December of 2020, but 3,000 kilometers from Hawaii, it got caught in a heavy storm. On average, cargo ships lose about 1,400 containers per year, but this ship lost 2,000 containers in one trip. $50 million worth of items fell into the sea and were lost forever, making this the second biggest cargo loss in shipping history. A small boat is being loaded peacefully on a ship. Seems like nothing could go wrong. Until it does. The ropes get severed and the boat hits the side of the other ship and falls back into the sea. If I were that crew member on that ship, I would have peed my pants. This scene is something out of Final Destination. I think this accident is more worthy of being called a Final Destination scene. Half of the Taiwanese port got destroyed as this multi-ton ship deviated just slightly from its course and got hooked on a smaller container ship. Now this is what happened. This container ship rammed the crane beside it, and like dominoes, crane after crane and container after container fell. You can see the people on the dock screaming and running. We've already seen a jet ski and boat colliding, but you wouldn't believe it if two huge boats rammed straight into the face of each other. I have no words to describe these at this point. Here's a video of some sailors getting a lifeboat test. Just your regular boring sailing in a tight capsule. But wait, hey, my God, did you see that? If there's anything that's not boring, it's boats doing flips in the air. That just looks like someone taking a jump on a trampoline. What could go wrong with not following overloading warnings on a ship? These Russian sailors learned it the hard way. Their ship was full of lumber and lost its balance and timber! Down goes them trees. This huge ship just got peacefully landed on the dock. Nothing out of the ordinary. But hey, why is that crane moving? It looks like the captain of this ship doesn't drop anchor on its arrival. He drops entire docks. A massive accident was captured on camera in Busan, South Korea. A container ship bumped into multiple gantry cranes and another ship. The accident took a gantry crane down. The crane then crashed down on the stern of the massive ship. The surveillance shows the Milano bridge ship approach, coming into the port of Busan, escorted by tugs. The slow-moving ship appears to hit the gantry, crumbling it like a toy. The crane then collapses into the stern of the Milano bridge ship. These sportswear professionals clearly have complete control in this loading process. Everything seems to go according to plan, except the barge's departure time. The poor truck struggling for its life right there. Why is no one coming out of that truck? People love to blame Florida for weird stuff, but this event in Tennessee is just hilariously odd. The residents of Tennessee got to witness the docks moving over the water. Yeah, you heard me right. The docks moved, not the ship. The intense floods in 2017 caused many docks to float away just like this one, crashed into the bridge. It only took a cute tiny bump from this Chinese vessel to sink the whole unloading platform down into the water. It's about time they give ships parking sensors, because these captains just aren't cut out for the job. A Turkish bulk carrier and Vietnamese cargo ship didn't want to share the same Singapore Strait, so the smaller vessel decided to cut off the 57,000-ton bulk carrier, but it couldn't quite get in front of it, so here's what happened.
Oh, Somali.
This 190-meter ferry was supposed to dock at the port of Santo Domingo and pick up containers. Actually, the ship got caught by a strong current as it was docking and crashed into the pier, crushing about 10 containers and making its way straight onto a busy section of road. Well, that's all the fails on our list. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a fat thumbs up. And as always, take care and goodbye.